Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. We are going to read Aesop's Fables for the week of April 13th. Okay? Uh, we are going to start on page 77. So if you don't already have it, you need to get out your Aesop's Fables and turn to page 77. The story we are starting with is The Raven and the Swan. Okay, so if you need to get that or if you can't find the page, you need to go ahead and pause me. All right, and once we all have our book, I'm going to go ahead. Okay, so it's page 77, The Raven and the Swan. I know why the swan is so white, said the jet black raven. He swims in the water all the time. I will go and swim in the water. Then I shall be as white as he. So the raven flew up and down the land until he found a lake of clear, cool water. Here I will make my home, said the raven, and every day I will swim in the water. So the raven made his home by the lake, and every day he swam in the water. All right, and I turn to page 78. But he got a bad cold from being so much in the water, and he very nearly lost his voice. Croak, croak, said he, I shall go back to the ravens. My feathers are much better looking than any swan's feathers. I would not trade their color for the world. Croak, croak. And away he flew. All right, so the silly raven, all right? All right, so the questions at the bottom say, did the lake help the raven get white feathers? Why? Okay. No, because the raven's feathers are not black because they're dirty or they need to be washed. They're black because of the pigment that's in them, because that's the way that God made the raven. All right. Number two. When the raven left the lake, was he really happy with his feathers? Why? No, he wasn't actually really happier with his feathers. He didn't want everybody to know he was disappointed that he was wrong, that he wasn't able to go and swim in the water and then have the pretty white feathers. You know, a lot of times you'll hear people do that, you know, if they don't get their way or they feel like embarrassed or something about their behavior. They'll say something, you know, like, oh, well, I didn't even want to go anyway, you know, when really they did. All right. And number three, who wants to be happy? Sorry. Who wants us to be happy with the way He made us? God. You know, God put a lot of thought into every one of His creations, and I'm sure He does not appreciate it when we um, aren't happy with it. You know, we talked a lot in class about being happy with the way that God made you. That don't wish that you had something that someone else has or that you looked like someone else, because God specially made you for who you are and what you need. And God wouldn't want you to want to be something else. All right, so let's look at page 79. All right, so this goes through some of your special sounds. It's not a bad idea to kind of look over these words. Uh, I will point some out for you. The first row of words are words that have an IE, like at the end of brownie. Okay, so that IE makes the long E sound uh, because they're together. Okay, for it to be the long I, you would need to separate the vowels. Okay, so like uh, like the word pine would be PINE. You would have a letter in between that I and the E. Okay, so brownie, you have cookie. It's at the end of the word again, but then you have a word like peace is that second word. And so it's within the word, and you have another special sound in peace, that's CE. Okay, the CE sounds like an S. Any C that's followed by an E, I, or Y. Okay, and then the next one is yield. Okay, that's one that you have to know for driving. Yield. Right? And then believe. Believe. Okay, that one they throw an E onto the end. Remember when they do that, it's just redundant. It doesn't make it, anything else if the vowel has already been affected, if it's already been made long, or it's already making a special sound like the I and the E making the long E sound. Okay. And then field. All right. And then you have your AW saying aw, like in saw. The next group of words is the EAR when it says ear, like an ear. Remember, we learned several ways. So the next row is EA, like in thread. So it said E-A. And if you guys remember, like bear is BEAR. So it says EA and A. All that is EA. Okay. Um, all right. So the words that come under that says read the words under the EA for like in thread. Those words are suppose, flatter, began, feathers, and forest. And then the sight words at the bottom Mrs., laughed, beautiful, are, were, eyes, your. All right, let's turn the page. So you're looking at page 80. The Fox and the Crow. A crow stole a piece of cheese and flew up into the tree with it. As she sat there on the branch, a fox came running along. "Oh, that cheese," said he. "How good it smells! How I would like it!" He came close up under the tree and said, "Dear Mrs. Crow, how beautiful you are! I did not know you were so beautiful. How bright your eyes are, and how your feathers shine in the sunlight." The silly old crow was flattered, and began to rub her feathers. "I suppose you can sing," continued the fox. "I know you can. You must have the sweetest voice in all the forest. Please sing one note for me." All right, now I'm on 81. "Caw, caw!" cried the crow. "Ha ha!" laughed the fox, as the cheese dropped from her bill. "Your voice is very good, and so is the cheese." All right, see what happened there to the crow? Or number one, how did the crow get the piece of cheese? Do you remember from the beginning of the story? She stole it. All right, so she had stolen it from somebody else. Number two, why did the fox speak so sweetly to the crow? He was trying to trick her. He was setting her up so that he could give her a compliment. Okay? So sometimes people will come up to you and say nice things to you because they're trying to get you to put your guard down, to think that they're nice, so that they can ask you a question. But sometimes it's so that they can trick you, and like the fox with the crow. Number three, do you think the fox meant what he said, and why? He didn't mean what he said. Hopefully, maybe she was really pretty and he thought she was really pretty, but he was just saying nice things to her so he could trick her, so he could steal her cheese. All right? Did I read you guys the Bible portion of the last one? I did not. Flip back to page 78 underneath the questions about the crow in the first story. All right. It says, the Bible says, "And be content with such things as ye have." Hebrews 13:5. All right? Be content with such things as you have. So in that story, we were learning about, be happy with what you have. Sorry, I don't know how I missed that. All right, so back over here with the fox and the crow. Okay, so it says, the Bible says, "Meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips." Proverbs 20:19. Okay, so saying, don't be bothered. Don't get caught up with someone that is flattering you a bunch, because that's for some sort of end usually. It's one thing if somebody, you know, likes your new haircut or thinks you have cool new shoes on and they say something. But if they're going on and on, they usually have some sort of a motive. All right, so turn to page 82. All right, so we have some more words here on this page. All right, so we've got that EA, and there's that long A I was talking about on the other page. So the EA in steak. So some of those words are break, yay, great, greater, and greatly. All right, then we have the IE in brownie again. The OLD in gold. So you have bold, cold, scold, golden, behold. And then the WOR, like in worms. So you have worms, word, work, worth, world. All right, and then it says, under that it says read the words. Worked, greedy, chirped, called, answered. All right, and then the last thing is read the sight words. Okay, you guys know most of these. So you have one, very, where, busy, busy. That I don't think we ever talked about that one. The Y at the end makes a long E sound. That's not weird. It's that U sounding like a short I. I don't know why. Busy. Okay. Any. All right. That's another sight word. We did talk about that one though. It kind of sounds like a short E instead of an A. Then you have there, to, and you. All right. So now look at page 83. We'll read about the rooster and the piece of gold. Okay, and that'll be the last story for this week. All right, the rooster and the piece of gold. Come along, said the rooster to the hens one morning. I am very hungry, and so are you. Let us go to breakfast. Cluck, cluck. Where shall we go? Said the hens. Over in the garden are some fat worms and bugs. So away they all ran to get the worms. Cluck, cluck, cried the old mother hen. See what I found? Cluck, 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 cried the other hens, running to see. All right, now we're going to turn to page 84. All right. Cock-a-doodle-doo, called the old rooster as he went to look. Cluck, cluck, how it shines, said the mother hen. It is a piece of gold, a piece of gold, cried the other hens. So it is, said the rooster, but it is of no use to us. I'd rather find a fat worm when I'm hungry than a whole bag of gold. All right, so let's talk about what that could mean. Number one, what were the rooster and the hen looking for? All right, so they went looking for breakfast, right? And he said that they wanted to eat worms and bugs from the garden. Number two, what did one of the hens find? She found a piece of gold, right? Okay. Number three, was the gold of any use to them? What is a chicken going to do with a piece of gold, right? Right? Are they going to buy something? No. All right. Number four, do you think the rooster was wise or foolish? The rooster was wise. They're chickens. They can't do anything with gold, and they're hungry. So when he said, let me go back and read it. I'd rather find a fat worm when I'm hungry than a whole bag of gold. If you're hungry, if your goal is to take care of your hunger, and you find a piece of gold, and you are not of a species that can go buy food with your gold, then it is of no use to you. You can't do anything with it. You could maybe take it and look at it, but that's not going to make you less hungry. Okay? So it is of no use to you. So do you think the rooster was wise or foolish? He was wise because he was the one that said, oh, okay, well, that's great that you found a piece of gold, but what are we going to do with that? We're hungry. We need to find worms and bugs. Okay? All right. So close that up. I hope you guys are having a great week and you're doing okay with your schoolwork. Make sure that you're reading. That's the best thing you can do as long as you're reading every day, even if it's not very much. You could just read for a little while. It'll make second grade easier. Love you guys. Bye.